Inside a high school gym in Georgia, a teenage boy was found inside a rolled-up wrestling mat. And the explanation for how he got there is still one of the most heavily disputed cases in modern U.S. true crime history. By the way, I wanted to add that I never heard about this case until I started writing about it, and I added my own thoughts because this case pisses me off. Kendrick Johnson was a 17-year-old student at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. Friends and family described him as active, well-liked, and involved in school life. But on January 10, 2013, Kendrick's life came to a sudden and tragic end inside the school gym. Kendrick's body was found inside a rolled-up wrestling mat that had been stored upright in the gym. At first, it was unclear how he got there. The scene itself raised immediate questions, not just about what happened, but how it could have happened unnoticed inside a busy school. Authorities quickly began investigating, and early conclusions pointed toward a tragic accident. Local authorities ruled Kendrick's unaliving as an accident, stating that he likely climbed into the rolled mat to retrieve a shoe, became trapped, and suffocated. Now, I saw these mats rolled up because my brother was on the wrestling team, and that's a bullshit lie. They concluded there was no evidence of foul play. But that explanation did not sit well with everybody, as it fucking should. Kendrick's family strongly disagrees with the official ruling. Me too. They believed important details were not properly investigated and pushed for further examination and independent reviews. Because of their concern, the case gained national attention and sparked widespread debate. Good. I'm sorry I didn't hear about it. My living situation then was not good. Was not allowed to watch TV, get on the internet, nothing. An independent autopsy commissioned by the family later suggested a different possibility, stating that Kendrick's injuries may not align with an accidental scenario. The case became even more complicated as different interpretations of evidence emerged. At one point, federal authorities reviewed the case. After examination, they ultimately agreed with the original conclusion and did not pursue charges because they're idiots. But for many people following the case, questions still remained, especially regarding the inconsistency I can't talk right now, I'm so mad, raised by the family's experts. Over a decade later, Kendrick Johnson's unaliving is still officially ruled as an accident. But the case continues to be discussed online in documentaries and in public debates about how it was handled. Supporters of the family still believe the full truth has not been uncovered. It sure in hell wasn't an accident, that's for sure. What happened inside that gym remains one of the most controversial and widely debated cases in recent U.S. history. I was going to ask you all my closing question about what you all think, but I'm not going to ask that because it's clear to me that this wasn't an accident, and I pray that one day his family does get the truth. Until then, I hope the very best for them. I know grieving is hard. My dad's death was caused by someone else, and they too blamed my dad. But you need to keep living because that is what your boy would have wanted. I truly believe the local authorities were either lazy or racially profiling this young man, or both, and it doesn't sit right with me. This whole case doesn't sit right with me, and I will forever be asking myself the same damn questions until hopefully the truth comes out. I'm sending love out to his family and friends. After typing this all out, I did find out that the first autopsy, his organs were removed and not replaced. But Kendrick's family was never notified. So what are y'all covering up? This family deserves the truth and justice.